All right. It is Hello Again Wednesday, number 27. Hello Again Wednesday, number 27. And so with that, we are going to just really quick talk about, are you ready? Hello Again Wednesday, number 27. When the daily routine is never the same daily routine, or never the same routine, or just a bunch of things that happen on your daily. What is your daily routine? On a daily basis, for me, it just seems like things pile up. I mean, pile up. And it's like multiplying, or actually adding, meaning here's the daily routine. And then there's something new that is just taking place in my daily routine. And with all of that chaos, I have to say this, that I do believe and I know that there is a shining light in the tunnel. Okay. And so with that, I'm going to just talk about some of the things that took place that are not so daily, but are not so routine, that did take place during my daily routine. Let's take yesterday first of all. Yesterday, I did get to see a neurosurgeon, another neurosurgeon, and it's on a day that is dear to a lot of family members, a lot of friends that I know, in a thought process, along with others with the same kind of things that take place within their daily lives. And that would be May 18th was Trent, my brother, a year and a month younger than me. It was his birthday. He is dearly missed. He has been gone since 2005 from an accident. And so we miss him. But on May 18th, that's one of the big things. I have not looked at my Facebook. You'll understand why in just a minute. Just some of the things that take place as we remember some of those things. You know what? And so for me, Trent was that shining light thought process in a chaotic day yesterday, and miss him dearly. So, but I did get to see a neurosurgeon. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I probably have. Some people know. I've had back problems for a long time. I've been in the hospital due to it one time. A couple of years ago. Then you find out more and more what the problems are. And so what takes place is yesterday, going to see this neurosurgeon, there's some shining lights that take place with it. First of all, I see the shining light is this, I'm gonna go and take some tests, some pre-operative tests. Before you can have surgery, you have to take all these tests sometimes, and then the doctor says, okay, you passed all those tests, so now we can set you up for surgery. And with the setting up for surgery, we will do the top of my spine first, and then the bottom of my spine second. I have a lot of fluid that's missing, especially on the bottom. The bottom is the worst, where when you look at the MRIs that I've seen over and over, and the same conversation over and over, because this has been a couple years now, I can see down through the spine, and there's no fluid, and you just see a cluster of nerves that can't go anywhere, and that causes numbness, tingling, pins and needles, heavy feet, stuff like that. My thighs will actually go numb, where you don't even feel your keys or your phone or anything like that, and that does affect certain things. I'll talk about my phone in just a minute, but they decided, the doctor talking to him, if we do the top first, which is not as bad but still is bad, if we do the top first, there is a short healing time, and then within a couple of weeks after of your recovery, then we can turn around and go right back into the bottom of your back. And so that's good. That's all good news to me. I mean, I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. So it's good news to me. I would say the light at the end of the tunnel is none of it's life-threatening or anything like that. And so the light for me is, woohoo, man, hopefully some pain will have a little bit of a relief to it. And so it's not the daily routine, but that's what took place on that day. In fact, on that day, the non-routine thing would be this. I had to go to another city for this doctor, this neurosurgeon, and lo and behold, I actually left my phone in the doctor's office, drove all the way back home, and got a phone call. Hey, you left your phone on Connie's phone. Hey, you left your phone here at the office. And for me, it's like this. Ready? It's already late in the afternoon, and the 405 is jam-packed with going home traffic. What took me maybe 30 minutes to go down to the neurosurgeon would now take me an hour or more to go down to the neurosurgeon. And so I did the next best thing. Ready? Please hold my phone until tomorrow. And yeah, I'm not that attached to my phone. It's okay. So they were going to hold my phone until tomorrow, which they did. My tomorrow, though, ready? My tomorrow was booked. It was really booked up pretty good, and you'll understand why right now, because this past weekend we had noticed that the internet in our house was diminishing, and we were having problems. We were having buffering problems and stuff never stuff that we would have, because we have a high internet and stuff like that. And so we knew trouble was coming, and then it faded away. And so our daily routine is our daily routine is being on the internet. Our daily routine is watching television via the internet, or streaming, or watching YouTube, or anything like that from my kids and us to the grandkids. We all do that. Even Boomer with the big gaming tower that he has in his room. I mean, all of that was severely interrupted with no internet. And that was like, wow, the daily routine was now shook up. In fact, you should have heard for 2 days is the internet working? Yet we survived all that. Okay, so, and I'm always looking for shining lights. Here's the shining light of that messed up routine of 2 days, okay? Spectrum, that's who we have. Some of you might have Charter or Xfinity or Infinity, and you might have AT&T or Verizon or whatever you have. For us, it's Spectrum that we have, and we had our talk to the people, made our appointment. Hey, it's the next day. Can you be there? I'm like, yeah, we'll be here. And it's 8 a.m. 8 a.m. That guy showed up at 8 a.m. He answered all my questions. I'm ready for a couple of questions. Why do we have 2 cable lines coming down? Our cable starts from the electrical pole that is way in the backyard, and it comes down, and then it hits the house. 2 wires coming down, and it's going into 2 cables going down across the porch and into the house, into our crawl space under the house. And so my first question is, why do we have 2 wires? And so he goes on, and he pulls out his little device. He goes, beep, beep, because one of them doesn't work. And I'm like, what? And so he takes out his snips, and he snips the line that's not working. I'm like, okay. And so the next thing is we began to talk about questions, and he looks at some certain things. So I point out, here's a question. I'm pretty sure this is a problem. And when I was getting everything clear for him, from Boomer's room is where our router is and our modem is, and that's all set up for him. And the cables go behind my toolbox. So I pull my toolbox out, and I go, oh my goodness. Both those wires going through a rectangle area to the crawl space that's covered with probably like a chicken wire fencing, they were tore up. Like, what in the world? I mean, tore up so bad that you had the line going in through that little fence thing, both of them, and then you saw that much of that coaxial copper wire. That's all you saw from this piece to this piece, and then those copper pieces right there running into the bottom of the house. Obviously, that is a problem. And so our Spectrum guy, he looks, yep. And I'm going to ask a dumb question. Could we just splice it? He goes, I'm not a fan. And I go, yeah, I know, because that diminishes some of your your stuff when you put in a barrier like that. And so he's like, well, let's just pull it through. And I'm like, oh man, I hope that pulls through really good and really fast. And lo and behold, sure enough, it did. So he pulls the line out from under the house with the new line attached and pulls that all the way through. Everything gets attached. And I have a new modem, and my personal modem. And I said, your activation thing was off last night, so it's not activated. So he goes, pulls out another device, and it's all, and he goes, boom, it's all activated. And check it out. And I'm telling you, my websites were boom, 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 boom. That high speed upload was fast. The high speed, even on my Wi-Fi feed, was super fast. That was just popping through right there. And so Connie's going to ride down to Long Beach with me to get my phone. Okay. And so I tell her on the way down, I says, when Spectrum finally, when they text us, because they do it right away, the guy does his paperwork. I thanked him. I go, when they text us, we're going to answer that. I blow off survey questions stuff, but I go, we're going to answer this one. And I'm going to give this dude high marks. High marks. Why? He was very professional. He was very courteous. He was so nice that helped us. And then the end result obviously was so, for us, now you guys you have all your different things, but for us, it was great. And we're back up to it. And so now, let me say this though, the not so shiny light about that whole situation, that's not even a daily routine, but it affected my daily routine, was this. Something chewed through those wires. Me and the guy are laughing. It could be a squirrel, a raccoon, a possum, maybe even a rat crawling underneath the crawl space. And so I'm like, okay, now I'm going to have to suit up and crawl under that house, set traps, set down stuff to make sure nothing else gets at it. And then I probably better check some of the other electrical wiring under the house to make sure nothing's chewed up for safety. Okay. Now, another light at the end of the tunnel. I can't wait for the grandkids to come home from school. And the first thing I guarantee you is the internet working. And to say yes, and they go, wow, what kind of reactions will they have at the end of the day? Especially when they see how fast things are rolling on the internet when they're gaming and on their phones and TikToking and all that stuff. It's going to work out really good for them. So now I'm going to ask a couple questions to close out our Hello Again Wednesday 27. What are some of the things that are the highlights of your daily routines? What are or even how about this? What are some of the things that are not your highlights to your daily routine? Some of the questions. But when I say some of the questions, go ahead and answer. Leave some comments about, hey, this is what we do on a daily basis. Hey, this is what interrupts our daily basis. Hey, this is some cool stuff that takes place on our daily routine or not. For me, some of your daily routine might include coffee. Okay. Then I'll say this. How about this? Because I talked about Spectrum, and I know we all have different ones. If you have great experiences with some of the things or organizations around you, go ahead and leave a comment. Hey, what are some of the great things that you've had done on your routines of the day that you have thoroughly enjoyed? And I do know this. I'd like to leave it at that, but I do know this. There are some times where there are things where I believe you can nicely tell others, I would really not use that organization. These are some of the things that did not go my way, and just nicely get your point across. And you can do that too. I would rather hear the praises that you have. Man, this is it. This is the best of the best. So, Hello Again Wednesday number 27. And as I always close out my Hello Again Wednesdays, we have Bible study in about 3 hours here at Culver City Church of God on the far west coast, on the far side of Los Angeles. You might as well say Marina Del Rey, very close to Venice Beach and stuff. And that is where we are at having our Bible study, 4 p.m. And if you'd like to Zoom, we are Zooming. And if you need any of that information, I will try to get that out to you with the proper channels of the links that you would need to join us. Or hey, if you're in Culver City, this far side of Los Angeles, hey, come on in. And we are downstairs, and we are doing our Bible study in person if you would like. Or so you can do the next best thing and check out a church near you. Have a great Wednesday, a great Thursday, a great Friday, a great weekend coming up. And besides today, check out churches throughout your week and just do some sharing. Be that light at the end of the tunnel with some of the stories that you have to make someone's day. Okay? In fact, be a part of their daily routine. Hello again, Wednesday. Happy to you guys as we are going. I'm going to try and close this out one more time with the media source. We'll see if it'll transition. And here it goes.